Here is another stairway that you might be able to build by yourself. Not a lot of thought to it. Biggest problem or biggest concern would be whether or not the height of your deck or landing, whatever you're trying to get to, mobile home, something like that, will work out. And I've seen this plenty of times. You know, this stairway here might not be accepted by your local building inspectors. I'm not suggesting that. But it does seem like it would be a safe stairway if assembled as I have it designed. But a lot of times you'll see something where it comes up and there's just a 2-inch step at the top or a 3-inch step. And that might not meet local building codes, but this probably isn't going to be what this video is for. The stairway, like I said, if you're looking for something to go up to a trailer, a temporary stairway, to a trailer or up to a deck, something like that, you know, this might help you out. And it's built out of 2x4 scraps. And I think the longest piece I have in here is 24 inches, just to give you an idea. You know, there are a lot of things that prevent people from building. And one of the things is the fact they can't get the lumber home. And something like this, you might be able to go to a construction job site, pick up some scrap boards, or go to your local home improvement center, and they might even cut a few of these boards up for you to size. Now, I'm not going to provide you with a material list or anything like that. Just, you know, an example of how the stairway can be built. You know, one of the biggest problems with stairways like this is if I give someone a material list and it's off by an inch, I get chastised, and I have no interest in that. So you're going to have to figure out all the measurements yourself. And let's go ahead and get started on this thing. So there it is. Kind of go around there. And something else you might want to install in a stairway like this would be some type of a stabilizing board, 2x4. And again, this won't be any problem to put in. You can see it here. And I would suggest assembling the stairway one layer at a time. You're simply going to build the bottom, come around, have this, and then the next layer. Simply just work your way up. And you can see here, once you get this second layer built, where you could assemble it like this. And of course, this thing can be moved over, which might require a longer board here or a couple of scrap pieces in here. Again, you can make these scrap pieces. If all you have are 10-inch scrap pieces, you could, well, you're not going to be able to build the treads. You're not going to be able to put the steps on, but you could build something like this out of smaller pieces of lumber. You know, you would simply just have, I would say, the smallest lap you could have, because these laps are going to be what provides you with more structural support, would be maybe 3 or 4 inches, something like that, as long as you're stacking everything up. But you're going to need longer boards for the treads. Idea of it there. The 3 2x4s provides us with a 10.5-inch tread. And the 5 2x4s provides us with a 7.5-inch riser. Something else you could do if you want a 1-inch overhang on the tread would be to reposition the 2x4s, add a 1-inch piece to the back, maybe rip down a 2x6 for the front for a situation like this, or even use a 2x12 on the top. So this might be your best option here. Just simply get a 2x12 that's going to be wide enough for however many treads you are going to have. 2x12, and then of course here we're using 2x4s with a smaller piece in the back. And then this would be 4.5 inches long, 3.5 inches, and 3.5 inches. And for my final suggestion in this video, if you didn't want 7.5-inch risers, you could simply take one layer of the 2x4 off. So here you can see instead of 5, we have 4 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will give us a 6-inch rise, 6-inch riser. And again, something like this might work better for you. You could always replace one of these layers with a 1x4. Let's say, for example, I wanted this, we're going to have a 6-inch riser. If I needed a 6 3/4 inch riser, I could just have these 4, but in between one of these layers, add a 1x4, which would give us 4 2x basically, and a 1x4 3/4 of an inch. So you could use different materials to adjust the different height for to create a variety of different risers if needed. Now let's break this thing apart and show you how to build it. You're just simply going to stack one section on top of the other. Broke it all down into sections there, or layers. Cranksters, that's a long stairway there. So let's put our first 2 layers together, and I'm going to use nails here. 16D nails will be fine. If it's an outdoor project, they're going to need to be galvanized nails. And I believe a 12D nail might work also for this. You can always use screws. Just make sure that if you're building something like this for the outside, you're using some type of screws, galvanized, zinc-coated, stainless steel, something that won't rust as fast or might not rust at all. And so I'm kind of giving you 2 different examples here. Got some nails here, 2 nails at the lap here, 1 nail into the block here, and then 2 nails and 1. So we got 1 nail going into this block, 2 nails going into this, 1 nail going into this. So you can kind of see how these laps work out. You're going to need to connect the boards together. So this one right here, you might be able to get away with 1 nail or screw in the middle of that. If you're going to get a little, you want it to be heavy duty, you might get carried away. You might put this many, 2 in each section. But make sure that when you're putting these in, you kind of get an idea of when you go to put the next layer in, you're going to want to put the nails or screws in an area where you're not going to be going on top and hitting the screws. So you might even want to mark the inside. Don't mark the outside if you're going to paint it or leave it some kind of a finish, because your pencil marks might stain it, or you might not be able to get rid of your pencil marks. So just be aware of the fact that you could be screwing or nailing the next layer and then hitting some of these nails if you are not, if you don't know where they're going to be. As you can see here, you're not going to be able to tell where the nails are going to be unless they are marked. So again, this is our 3rd layer. Now we have our 4th layer on here and our first step. And like I said, you're just going to keep going up. So hopefully it doesn't look too difficult. 1 more layer at a time, right? Looking good so far. And you are done with your stairway. So I hope this helps and I hope it makes sense. If not, you got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment area or email them to me, and I will answer them as soon as possible. So thanks again for watching. And if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit the old thumbs up button.